Families in Schools is the living proof that when families are trusted and informed and empowered, they can change the course of education and their children's lives for generations.
Families in Schools was an outgrowth of a parental involvement committee that we had with a reform effort known as the Los Angeles-Annenberg Metropolitan Project. It was a school reform effort, and I was chairman of the board. Maria Casillas was president. We had a really good, active board member, and she insisted if we're going to do school reform, that we really had to engage the parents of kids.
And we stopped for a moment to think, now what would happen if we really did the same thing with parents, gave them the opportunity to learn, to practice what actually works with children's education when they behave in a certain way. And if they had certain pieces of the puzzle that they could put to work on behalf of their children.
I joined Families in Schools because this work lives in my own personal story. I know what it means for a family to want the very best for their child, but not always have the information or the access or the invitation to fully engage. And I also know the difference it makes when that changes, when families are seen and heard and equipped to lead.
There's been also a lot of studies that show that when schools are proactively looking for the voices and engagement of families, they see great increases in math, in literacy, and many other subjects. So it is a two-way street, and it's a partnership, but there's roles and responsibilities on both sides. And I think that's one of the things that Family Schools has been able to do so well, is that not only are we working with the families themselves to become advocates, but we're also working with the school districts for them to know how to do it in the best way possible.
Teachers need to know that they've got a partner every day in the home. And parents need to know the same thing, that every day when they send their kid to school, their kid's got a great partner with mom.
As a former superintendent and a lifelong educator, I know that parent voice and parent advocacy are keys to systemic accountability. They ensure that the most critical decisions regarding funding, curriculum, and instruction reflect the true needs and the wisdom of the community. Families are a child's first teacher, and a supportive ecosystem is created when home and schools are seamlessly interconnected.
I want other parents to know that they have a voice and they can exercise it at the state level, at the school level, at the local level, in all opportunities to support their children.
What I'm most proud of Families in Schools and the work that we have done is centering the importance of early literacy for children. We know that it matters not only in the classroom, but it matters that families are aware, that they're involved, that they know the questions to ask. And both with our programmatic work that we have done, we have equipped and empowered parents with that knowledge and that information. And we have led the way in real policy change in the state of California. Because of the work of Families in Schools and its partners, we have changed forever the lives of 6 million children in California. And how did we do that? By having the governor sign a bill that will forever change the instruction of how children are taught to read, and aligning it with what we know is called the science of reading, how children learn to read. That impact for all children to learn to read is a game changer.
One of the things that we think Families in Schools has been able to do is really to help people understand how democracy works, what your obligations as a citizen happens to be, and how you can be a meaningful contributor to making your community a better community. We work with schools to be welcoming to parents. The fact that a parent may not know a lot about the English language and stuff, they know about their children. They have things of value to help you as the teacher be a more effective educator of their students. And so that sort of relationship of getting schools to have family centers on campus, to let people know that they can show up at a Board of Education meeting and be an advocate for. Those are very basic things to a working democracy. You'll find a lot of people got their first voice as a parent that had gone through a program at Families in Schools, and they've gone on to become leaders in their communities.
Parent power! One more time, I can't hear you. Parent power!
I want to thank Families in Schools for giving me the opportunity to work alongside other parent leaders and their staff. They're really committed to helping families find their authentic voice.
I'm proud of you for helping other kids, for helping other parents, for doing what's best for the community. In the future, I want to follow my mom's footsteps in advocacy and helping my peers in the community and also legislative change.
As we look to the next 25 years, the work of Families in Schools is more important than ever, because while we've made real progress, we're far from finished. There are still way too many families that are navigating the education system that frankly was never designed with them in mind. We know that supporting families one by one is not enough if the system itself doesn't change. Families in Schools sits at that intersection, lifting up the power of families while also pushing for the systemic changes that need to make that power matter.